Alright, so with the very good rate that we could have a Holy War Festival coming up, I decided to do an Ominous Nebula zeldris showcase, considering we could have a Holy War Festival coming up, which it could be him. I'm seriously doubting it though. Or it could be either him or Indra Dariari and Monspeed. But I want to make a concept on him because personally I love zeldris. So, and I think Ominous Nebula is such a cool thing that I just had to do a concept on it. And we should be getting him sometime soon, at least. Like, maybe not too soon, but in the near future, maybe in the next few months. But yeah, this is the concept. Yeah, this is the photo I decided to use because I couldn't find the other one where in the anime where he had that sword up in his leg up, I think it was. But anyways. His skill 1, Magic Blade, inflicts weak point damage equal to 300% of attack on one enemy. Is the same skill as Green Easton. I think weak point will be pretty good for him, especially on the Assault Melee team, because Assault Melee debuffs the enemy every time they hit him if he has all demons and commandments on his team. So you could really utilize that with Assault Melee. And his skill 2, Master Swordsmanship, inflicts damage equal to 600% of attack on one enemy. Also a single target, of course, and it's the same skill as Escanor. It's not the Flood one, it's just the 600 damage one. This one doesn't hit nearly as hard as the Flood damage one, but it still hits hard. So I think it will be really good on it because I imagine Ominous Nebula zeldris being really strong, and he is. And Escanor had to go into the 1 mode to just stop his Ominous Nebula. But and his ultimate, of course, Ominous Nebula, inflicts secret technique damage equal to 450% of attack on one enemy. Secret technique, of course, does more damage depending on the amount of cards in hand for that hero. So, in case you don't know, let's say I have Zeldris' ultimate, and I have 1 card in hand. He's only going to be doing like 8% more damage. Let's say I have like 6 cards in hand, then he'll be doing more damage. I don't know. Anyways, and his passive is, honestly, it took me a while to like think of something that would actually be usable on the Assault Melee team, but I came up with this. Passive, the true power of Zeldris. Each turn that passes, Zeldris gives his team a 10% attack-related buff and dealing 100% of attack on one enemy. Or that's mean to say on all enemies. On all enemies. So, yeah, this basically is a thing where like he uses Ominous Nebula, it pulls you in, and then he just does that strike on you, and then it's just continuous. He strikes you back, pulls you back in, strikes you back, pulls you back in, strikes you back. This is basically what it is he's just giving himself a buff and dealing damage to the opponent. Now I was gonna think of something like for each demon on the field, demon or commandment on the field does more 100% damage. So let's say it's a 4v4 thing, and it's 4 demons or commandments on the field. Then it would be 400% more damage, except for 100. But I kind of felt like that was a little overpowered because it's basically like a skill card you're using every turn. So you're basically like using 4 turns plus that attack-related buff. And I was going to do the same thing with the attack-related buff. So it would be like 40% for 4v4 for each demon and commandment on the field. But that would just be way too OP. 40% attack-related stats and 400% of attack on all enemies each turn passing. And of course I expect him to be green because we don't have a green Zeldris yet. And also Demon Race, of course, his commandment. I put him as... There's multiple reasons why I put him as green. One, because we don't really have a lot of relevant green units. Like, the only really relevant green unit that we have right now is Merlin. and assault melee, kind of. Assault melee is relevant in ungeared, but not geared. But the only relevant units that we have is assault melee and Merlin. And Merlin, she's good, but she's not really all the most popping right now because everybody's skipping her global because it's a very skippable banner, especially since ReZero is coming. I think if ReZero wasn't after that, then more people would summon. But yeah, assault melee being relevant in ungeared, not geared. But yeah, that's basically the concept. Tell me what you think. Would you 6-6 him? Would you summon at all? But yeah, tell me what you think. Is he good or not? And also tell me what you would do if you had to make a concept for Omnius Nebula Zeldris. Yep, yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, see ya.